Chris Mumford, Ammon Bundy's attorney, was upset by that. He thought that the Bundys should have been able to walk out these doors just like their co-defendants. So he approached Judge Anna Brown and then was taken down by multiple U.S. Marshals and taken into custody. So again, the Bundys.
You don't talk about it, parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Keep that frequency clear.
And now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
You're watching The Truth is Viral, the only news program on the internet trusted to deliver the truth since 2008. And now, here's your host, Mr. Bobby Powell.
Well, welcome back to The Truth is Viral Live. Actually, this is like the premiere episode. I wasn't prepared to go on tonight. I haven't got the ins and outs of this new live streaming software down pat, but that's okay. I'm relatively confident that we'll be able to get this going. How do you like this setup, guys? I've even got a 2-camera studio going on. This is awesome. All right. So, oh, don't need that. Too many buttons. So anyway, the breaking news out of Portland, Oregon is that the Bundys have been found not guilty on all charges. That's right. All 7 of them are walking free, except for Ammon and Ryan, who now have to go to Nevada and face charges down there. It's just awesome. I cannot tell you how happy this makes me. So yeah, I've opened up a chat room. You can chat around on the outside, and we'll be taking questions. And I've got calls out to some of the Bundys down in Nevada to come on the show by phone or Skype, whatever, and they're going to tell us exactly what they're thinking at this very moment. While I get this fixed here. And while I get
3, 2,
some
1.
stuff going, why don't we take a live at KOIN's coverage right now. It's a live stream that they've got going on.
Oh, okay. No, it's been on the entire time, though. Is that okay?
And yeah, here we go.
They said we're good. Should be fine. Marcus is out.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
Shit, we gotta go.
Party music.
Marcus Mumford, the
Oh, yes. Oh, party people, it's a Friday night. It's October 27th, 2016. And the Bundys have been found not guilty of all charges in Oregon. At the Oregon standoff. It is just an awesome night, and we're going to have some fun. Oh, yeah. You know, they dropped all the charges against my friend Pete Santilli. And it's because they have no evidence. They never did. And
no, I was
there's not a whole lot
leaning
that,
down into the mic, so make sure that
they can do now. Because they've got even less evidence in Oregon, where the Bundys were attacked in their home by a paramilitary Bureau of Land Management
what are you talking about?
thugs
I'm not resisting.
and contract agents for the federal government that were just nasty folks.
It was right. I was already on the ground actually when.
Okay,
when
this is Attorney Mumford. U.S. Marshals tackled him when he demanded that his
seen anything like this, and
his
to
client
be
Ryan Bundy be
sort of
released.
I was only
so
asking for papers. That's what I was
Pull
asking.
that up right now.
In other words, if they're gonna keep Mr. Bundy in custody, then just show me that you have the authority, because we had litigated this issue before, and they said they didn't have the authority
Yeah, he was
to
tased.
modify his release conditions. So I said, well, so show me the authority, show me the papers. That's all.
And thrown to the ground.
Did they ever show you those papers?
No, they never did.
Did they charge you with anything? I mean, what happened after you were booked?
Yeah, I was cited for disorderly conduct and for, I think, for resisting lawful order of police or something like
Do you
that.
plan on defending yourself? Do you think she handled it well? What about
What's that?
Judge Brown during all this?
Judge Brown, I don't know what she was doing.
You guys hear
but
Attorney
she and I had
Mumford.
a brief exchange after they picked me up off the ground. We had a brief exchange, and I told her how much I respected her and how much it was a privilege to litigate in
Sir, could you take us through the tasing? How many times you were tasing? Exactly what happened?
You'll have to probably talk to somebody who was watching. I felt the one, and I don't know how many what was, but I'm like, I was already down on the ground when it happened.
How are you doing now?
How about the verdict?
Well, of course, we're very pleased with the verdict. Very pleased that justice was done here. That that we were able to present our case to and keep in mind, this is what Mr. Bundy wanted from the beginning. He wanted to present his case to the people, the American people, and he presented his case to a jury of his peers and was acquitted. So he's very
But he was acquitted of conspiring to defeat federal officers.
of all charges.
Right, but it's not about his message why he went to Harney County in the first place, which is the state federal land.
Those cases are coming.
Well, I don't. I mean, that was
said you wanted to
we litigate.
the case he wanted.
We litigate the cases that we can, right? I mean, the cases that are there, and yes, that's what we did here, for sure.
So what do you think looking ahead to the Nevada case? What are you going to do?
You'll have to talk with his Nevada attorneys down there, and I think he's very eager. He's just as eager to defend himself down there as he was here.
And what will you tell them? What are you going to tell them that you think worked for you in this case?
What?
Great thing about the truth is it's so easy to tell.
Yeah.
Bundy.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, we've already started to review the evidence there. The overreach, the same governmental overreach that we saw in this case, is there. I mean, we have heard of the BLM agents on the cameras talking about how they're going to shoot first and ask questions later there, and that was the approach that they were taking. And so again, this message of government overreach has got to stop, and that's what it's got to stop somewhere. And we're very pleased with the decision we have here, and it'll go forward from there.
There's already a lot of people.
Mr. Bundy to be able to walk out these doors if he was found not guilty, which he was.
I knew that is how this system works. Is when you get acquitted, you get released, and that's what I knew. And so and if they have an arrest warrant, then show it to me. That's all.
And they never showed it to you.
No, never did.
Have you been able to talk to Ammon Bundy at all?
No, I was taken to a different holding cell.
What are you going to tell them when you talk to them?
Of course, we're gonna talk about what went right here. Here, for
Marcus,
sure.
we're live now. Can you describe what happened after the verdicts were read?
Okay, well, yeah.
Walk us through that. We're live right now for the viewers.
Yeah. So after the verdicts were read, the court said, "Hey, you're free to go, but the marshals might have something to say about it." So I said, "Well, if the marshals have something to say about it, let's see what orders they have. Let's see what papers they have that gives them authority to take him into custody again. Otherwise, Mr. Bundy's a free man, and he should be able to leave."
Moved in,
Yeah, they had surrounded me at that point, and so I just turned to them and I said, "Guys, show me what papers you have." And the next thing I know, they surrounded me, they took a hold of me, and they were talking about how I was resisting arrest when I was simply, they just had a hold of me, and then they put me. Yeah, they put me to. They were twisting my legs. They put me to the ground, and then they tased me.
How are you physically?
How was I physically?
How are you physically right now?
Well, I'm not a real good-looking guy. I've never been a real
the force that they may have put on you.
I mean, hey, I grew up on a dairy farm. So am I used to some rough treatment? Sure.
Do you think they acted appropriately, the marshals?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't act appropriate. All I was asking for was papers. Man, just show me that you have the authority to take. Yeah, to show me that you have the authority to take Mr. Bundy in custody.
So they didn't show you that authority. So how is he still in custody?
Well, because they don't have any. I mean, who's going to hold them to account if the people don't, right?
In terms of what was said with the jury, what was that like?
Okay, come on. Are you coming back? There we go. So this is live stream coverage from KOIN in Portland, Oregon, where the Bundys have been found not guilty.
Hey, Jennifer,
on
Jeff,
all
do you got me
charges.
here?
Okay, let's go back over here. And it started out this afternoon when a jury note was brought out, and the jurors were asking, Judge Brown, we've reached a consensus on all but one charge. What is your next instruction? We have exhausted all discussion on the issue and cannot come to a unanimous decision. And the next photo that came out, courtesy of OPB, these are the 7 defendants right there. But the next photo to come out was this one. The jury poll: Ammon Bundy, not guilty. Ryan Bundy, not guilty. Jeff Banta, not guilty. Shauna Cox, not guilty. Ken Mendenbach, not guilty. David Fry, not guilty. And Neil Wampler, not guilty. Oh, yes. We serve an awesome God, folks. Never underestimate the power of prayer. Now, we're going to be moving on to Nevada, where the federal government has even less evidence against the Bundys, because it was them that attacked these peaceful men in their home,
were found not guilty, including
and
Ammon and Ryan Bundy,
murdered
that
their
they should have been able
cows,
to walk
burned
out
their
the door
corpses,
just like their
attacked
co-defendants.
innocent men and women and
when
children.
they weren't, because of an extradition back to Nevada for Ryan and Ammon
let's go
Bundy,
back to
Mr. Mumford, Bundy's
coverage of the
attorney,
press
simply said he
conference
wanted to see a warrant. He wanted to see some
what
paperwork. When he
has to
approached Judge
say.
Brown for that paperwork, he says he was taken down and tased. Now, as you can see, he's talking to some reporters here. He spoke to us as well. He's in good spirits. He's okay physically, but that's what this all came down to. It's that the federal government here, the U.S. Marshals, are keeping the Bundys in custody until they can extradite them to Nevada. All Mr. Mumford said that he wanted was paperwork, documentation. Show me that you have the authority to keep him. And he says he still hasn't actually seen any of that paperwork, seen an arrest warrant, seen any kind of documentation that would allow the federal governments to continue to hold the Bundys. Because remember, again, all 7 defendants here were found not guilty. And if we go back to this case for a minute here, the question that was posed to the jury was, well, why were the occupiers at the refuge in the first place? The federal government argued that they were there to conspire to stop federal workers from doing their job. Meanwhile, the occupiers said that they were there to stake a claim in the land for the states or the county, that it didn't belong to the feds. And the defense repeatedly, showed the jury that the occupiers, hey, look, this is why they're here. They're here because of a state versus federal land ownership. And while some of the BLM workers may not have been able to do their job, that was not their intent. Even though that was a result and that was an effect, it was not the intent. And that's what the entire defense was predicated on. And the jury agreed. And we ended up speaking to Neil Wampler, Jeff Banta, and Shauna Cox, some of those defendants. As you could imagine, they were all very emotional. But again, we didn't get to speak to the Bundys, Ammon or Ryan, because they were not released from custody because they are still facing charges in Nevada for a similar standoff. So we're going to continue to follow that as well. So again, while the Bundys were found not guilty here tonight, they are still not free. Not yet. Back to you.
Okay, folks. All this excitement really started yesterday. Excuse me. Still getting over that pneumonia. But all that excitement started yesterday when juror number 4 was released from his jury service, because another juror had sent a note to the judge saying that this juror
You know, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah,
The
number 4
Bundys went
had come in
out to Harney County
into
in
the
late
deliberation
December,
room
early
saying
January
he
and
was
fight
very
for
biased. Oh, by the way,
the Hammond
he was a
family. There
former
were a
employee
couple
of the
of
Bureau of
ranchers
Land
out there
Management.
in Harney
And
County
how
that
he
set
got on
fire to
the
their land. They were sent to jail.
jury,
And
I'll never
the
know.
Bundys used this
But
kind
Judge
of
Anna Brown,
as an
no,
opportunity
Judge
to
Anna
get their
Brown
message out
removed
that
juror
the
number
federal
11. That was
government
his
doesn't
number.
have
I'd like to know
ownership
his
of
name,
that
maybe
land,
get
that
him
it
on the
actually
show.
belongs
That
to
would be
the
nice.
states, and they were
She
prepared to
removed
stay
him for
out there
cause
as
after
long as they
another
could,
juror
and we know
questioned
how
his
it ended.
impartiality. I'm
Roy
getting this
Finnegan,
from
one of the
OPB.
leaders of that
The
occupation, was shot
prosecution
and
and
killed.
all
He was
7
the
defense
only
teams agreed to
fatality.
remove
Then
the
we had this
juror
trial.
and
We had this
begin
trial, and the question that
deliberations
was
anew
presented to the jury, we
with an
can't
alternate
stress
juror
this
in his
enough,
place.
was
And
why
then this
were the
afternoon, they
occupiers there? The
came up
federal
with
government says they were there to conspire to stop federal workers
these are
from
the
working. The defense argued, okay,
defendants
yeah,
right there:
federal
Ryan Bundy,
workers were
Ammon
stopped
Bundy,
from working, but that's not why
Neil Wampler,
they
Shauna
took
Cox,
over the
David
refuge.
Fry.
That's just a result. That was not their intent. So the argument here was intent, and the jury agreed with the defense. Again, all 7 defendants not guilty.
Oh, wait, here we go. Jeff Banta, Shauna Cox, Ken Mendenbach, David Fry, and Neil Wampler. And yeah, oh, this is so much fun. I apologize for the unprofessionalness of the stream. I just got this live stream software, and I wasn't
Okay,
prepared
yeah,
to go
sorry
live
about that.
tonight. But here I am. I'm gonna try to get through this as best I can. I'm not that much of a
You
technical
got
guy.
that?
Give
Okay,
me a
yeah, sorry.
notebook
Mumford just started talking. It was
and,
unexpected. So.
a notepad or a notebook and a pen and a piece of paper. Turn the audio off, Elizabeth Nitzler says. Which audio? Okay, how about we do this? Yeah, is that better, Elizabeth? Okay, I hope that'll work for you. Okay, so yeah, I just got this new broadcasting software. It's called XSplit. It allows me to do all kinds of interesting things. Multiple camera angles, as you can see. I can put up video, I can put up pictures and graphics, and I can do it all live. So while I'm doing this, I'm actually doing the jobs of 4 different people at the same time. And I'm not really used to it yet, but I will get there. As I said, I wasn't prepared to go live tonight, but I just couldn't resist. We're going to have a party, folks, because all 7 of the defendants in the Oregon standoff trial have been acquitted of all charges except for Ryan Bundy, and he faces a misdemeanor charge of removing government property about the cameras that they disabled. And that's no big dealio at all. After the last 9 months that they've spent in the lockup at the Multnomah County Jail, I think that a $50 fine is going to be a cakewalk. So now they go down, now they go down to Nevada, where Blaine Cooper and Pete Santilli and others are awaiting trial. Their trial begins in January, and they're going to have to release Pete. Like I said, and have said from the very beginning, they have had no reason whatsoever to arrest a journalist for simply covering the news. It's just unconscionable. But you see how they act when Attorney Mumford went up to the judge. That was Ammon Bundy's attorney. Went up to the judge and asked her to release him. He wasn't threatening anybody. He just asked the judge, "Show me the paperwork that says you can hold on to him." And he was tackled by 6 U.S. Marshals and tased. Okay, these are the kinds of nasty people that we're fighting, folks. They have no regard for the rule of law. They have no regard for human dignity, human rights. And the only reason I am convinced of it, that these men have been set free today, is because Almighty God intervened. They were facing a lifetime in prison on these charges, and now they're not. So when they go back to Nevada, like I said, they've even got less evidence against them there. The Bundys were attacked physically with stun guns and dogs, and they were attacked in their home. Their cattle were murdered by the Bureau of Land Management. and it was just a terrible situation. That was back in 2014. I remember watching that live, and I'm it just amazes me how the government can abuse people the way that it has over the last several years. Okay, Elizabeth says she can hear me now. Say, oh yeah, David Fry is going to be released. Actually, I saw one report that in addition to Attorney Mumford, he was also beaten by marshals after the verdict was written or released. But he will be released in a couple of hours, and he is not facing any charges at all in Nevada. So as of later on tonight, David Fry will be released, a free man, and there's nothing anybody else can do about it. You know, just as far as his involvement at Oregon goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking some of these questions that we've got in the chat room, and maybe next time I'll make sure that I'm facing the right camera. Okay, so I do love this setup though. It's very powerful software, and once I get used to it, or maybe get a director to get used to it and show my stream so that I can concentrate on just delivering the news, then I'm sure things will go much smoother. But you know, as I said, I'm doing the jobs of 4 people right now, so please forgive me if it's a little bit choppy. Okay, I'll start up at the beginning. Okay, Robert Clark says, congratulations, everyone. Greg B, awesome news. Cool in the gang, or look in the gang. Watch out for those flying fingertips there, Gregory. Blue says, praise the Lord. Yeah, amen. It was his divine intervention that has enabled these men to walk free tonight. Yesenia Rivera says, I'm so happy for you. Thank you. I'm happy too, but the people that we should be happy for are the patriots that were just released. I mean, they've just gone through a nightmare since January 26th when they were all arrested, and they've been incarcerated in a federal facility or in the Multnomah County Jail under federal jurisdiction. And because it was a federal crime that they were accused of, there was no bail possible. So they've had to stay in prison, basically under lockdown, for the last 9 months, almost 10. And, you know, thank God, you know, they're finally free of those shackles. Jake, I'm asked how I'm doing. I'm doing great, Jake. Thank you for asking, as you can see, I hope. Blue says, not complete justice was served. Lavoie was murdered, and that's true. Hopefully, now that this trial is over, charges will finally be brought against the 2 FBI HRT snipers for the attempted murder of Lavoie Finicum and Ryan Bundy. And I say attempted murder because they didn't actually kill him. They didn't actually kill Lavoie Finicum. The Oregon State Patrol did. Now, here's the thing about the Oregon State Patrol. I mean, you know that they set this up, and on a normal day, they wear body cameras, right? Well, I submitted a Freedom of Information Act for those body cameras back last February, and I still have not received a positive response. But I'm going to ask again, and hopefully we can get some of those body camera footage up. So and audio, I asked for that as well, all the audio traffic and any video that they might have, dash cams and whatnot. And hopefully we will be able to get justice for Lavoie Finicum. I've said before that because of the trajectory of the bullet that entered Lavoie Finicum's truck and smashed out the left passenger windshield, I am absolutely positive that the FBI HRT snipers had intended to put a bullet in the back of Ryan Bundy's head. And the information that I get from my source inside the Department of Justice has said that the charges against those snipers have been withheld, you know, the investigation not even completed, because they didn't want to influence the trial in any way. Uh, excuse me, starting to lose my voice. But now that the trial is over, hopefully those indictments will be handed down and justice will be served. Oh, Jake's going to have peaches on the menu tonight. Cool. I like peaches. Let me see. I want to put up a new graphic here. Let me get rid of this one right here. We'll add media file and go down to the Bundy Ranch folder. Yeah, this is a good one. I like this one. It should pop up on, not in front of my head though. Okay. So we'll leave that there while we talk and have our fun. Mrs. B. Stacy says, not guilty, Bobby. Victory. Amen. That's exactly right, Mrs. B. I haven't heard from Pete Santilli yet, T for Truth 2, but I am in contact with Deb Jordan, and hopefully she'll be able to hook me up with an interview from Pete in the near future, most Ricky Tick. Politically Incorrect asked if David Fry would be released now, and yes, I don't know if you heard me before, but he will be released tonight. All charges against him have been found not guilty. But, strangely, the U.S. Marshals were beating him after the verdicts were read. So, this is just a type of scumbaggery that is rampant in the federal government. And, beating suspects after they've been found not guilty, acquitted of a crime. Oh, my gosh, how nasty can you be? Oh, let's look at this statement from Governor Brown. Governor Kate Brown released this statement right here. While I respect the jury's decision, I am disappointed. The occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge by outsiders did not reflect the Oregon way of respectfully working together to resolve differences. I appreciate the due diligence of our federal partners and stand with the communities of Harney County and the residents of Burns. Well, Kate Brown, you're the one that caused this. You're the one that asked for the feds to surround the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge and ramp it up. You're the one that emailed President Obama demanding that the refuge be, or that the occupation be shut down at any cost. So that's why Lavoy Finicum is dead, because Kate Brown, for all intents and purposes, ordered his murder. She may not have said, okay, kill Lavoy Finicum, but because of her actions, because of her pressure on the United States federal government, that's exactly what happened. They set up an illegal roadblock, even against their own policies. They say that the FBI policies say that a roadblock such as the dead man's type of ambush that Lavoy Finicum found himself facing should only be used against fleeing felons, violent felons. And Lavoy Finicum was anything but. Matter of fact, none of those men have ever had so much as a crime attached to their name, much less a violent one. And, what they did was just completely unsat. And now Kate Brown's saying, oh, I'm disappointed in the jury's verdict. Well, tough boobies. Why don't you grab a dildo and some snacks and go cry in a corner. But anyway, I told her, I retweeted back to her and said, how dare you stand in defiance of an almighty God? The blood of an innocent man is on your head. So, I don't think I'll be welcome in Oregon anytime soon. Mark Valonis, yes, I did say that they beat David Fry. Of course, I didn't see it personally. That was just some eyewitness testimony that I happened to see. There's all kinds of stuff. Twitter is blowing up under the hashtag Oregon Standoff. And, if you go to check, make sure that you subscribe or follow The Truth is Viral. It's just at The Truth is Viral, all one word. And while you're subscribing, you might want to go to Facebook too, and subscribe there on Google plus Bobby Powell, and and elsewhere, so you can keep up to date with all the latest news. Because I'm going to be following this and a bunch of other stories. And once I get used to this live stream software, we're going to be having a broadcast every night. I'll do at least 1 hour on the news of the day, and then I'll open up the lines for questions so people can call in. And it's going to be a really good show. I'd like for y'all to pray for me so that I can get this going. Ask God to open my mind to all the little intricacies of running 2 computers at the same time. And it shouldn't take too long. I'm pretty quick steady. Okay, Ralph Russo asked, did they hold them? Well, yes and no. All of the defendants except for Ammon and Ryan Bundy are going to be released tonight. Ammon and Ryan Bundy still have to face federal charges in Nevada, so they're being kept pending their transfer to Nevada. Politically Incorrect says they tried working with them and they did nothing, and that's an absolute fact. I remember watching Ammon Bundy as he was on the phone with the FBI just hours before Lavoy Finicum was killed, and he was begging them, literally begging them, to come to the refuge and talk to him. He had been asking them to do this for a very long time. They would never hold any direct negotiations. But FBI agents were coming and going off the refuge. Dave Ward, the sheriff of Harney County, was coming and going off the refuge at their leisure, and nobody was stopping them. But just hours before Lavoy Finicum was killed, then Ammon Bundy was, begging the FBI to come talk to him, and they lied to him. Said everything's okay, don't worry about it. We're not going to rush the refuge or anything. We've got plenty of time to talk. And a few hours later, when the convoy left to go into neighboring Grant County to speak with the sheriff there, it was ambushed, and Lavoy Finicum was murdered. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Bodyman Russ, I agree with what you say. Bob Ross, say it with me. You're going to get me in trouble, brother. I'm trying to be nice, but you know what's funny? I saw a joke the other day. It was a photograph. It was a meme of the 4 presidential candidates, and Donald and Bill Clinton, and in the top left corner, it was Donald Trump. Grab him by the pussy. And next to him was Hillary Clinton. Vote for me because I've got a pussy. Jerry Johnson's down in the lower left-hand corner saying, what's pussy? And in the lower right-hand corner, you got Bill Clinton appearing out from behind the stage. Did somebody say pussy? Pussy politics. That's what we've got in the United States now. Everything revolves around vaginas. Oh, yeah, I did say dildos and boobies. Yeah, I did. Okay, David, KPG, dude, pick a different username. He says, this is a major deal, more important than this freak show election. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Okay, there you go. Sandy Hook hoax is falling apart. Get ready for a huge false flag. Maybe a huge one. Ralph Russo says, let's all sign the Anna Brown impeachment partition on the web. Ralph, go ahead and post a link to that in the comments section, and I'll be happy to sign that, brother. Good night, Elizabeth. Love you, baby. Jesus is awesome. Let's see here. Going down a little bit further. No, Ralph, they're not going home. Not the Bundys, anyway. They'll be going home soon, though. They'll at least be in Nevada, so that they'll be much closer to home, and their kids will be able to visit them more often. I saw a picture of Sarah Redbuck and I think it was Ammon Bundy's daughter, little girl, maybe 12, 13, 14 years old, in the elevator going up to see her father, and they wouldn't let him. So that I hope that'll change in Nevada. We'll see about that. Did you actually say that Hillary sabotaged Mike Pence's airplane and it crashed off the runway tonight? If you have a link to that, please put it up in the comment section so I can go take a look. Otherwise, well, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, when I went out to Oregon, I went out for my friend Pete. Pete, a lot of people don't know this, but after my wife died, Pete and Deb Jordan, his co-host and girlfriend, opened their home up to me and my son Adam. And it wasn't because we didn't have any place to go, it's that I didn't know where to go. So, at the week after she died, I packed Adam up and we went down to Ohio. And we didn't find what we were looking for. And so we came home, despite the fact that Deb and Pete are gracious hosts and really awesome, good people. But we came home and we realized that what we were looking for wasn't here either. We were looking for Delynn. And she was going to see Jesus. So it took about 6 months for me to do anything. She died August 5th, 2 days after our anniversary, our 25th wedding anniversary. And it wasn't until Thanksgiving that I got out of bed. My daughter came over and saw that Delynn's ashes were on my nightstand with a little candle going in front of it. And she's like, "No, this isn't going to do." So she took Delynn's ashes and put them in the hutch in the living room, and that kind of got me out of the funk a little bit. And Thanksgiving and Christmas, well, they just weren't the same. But between my family, my friends, and God, I was able to survive. And that was an accomplishment, folks. I had been with Delynn a total of 28 years, and I could not imagine my life without her. But anyway, Pete and Deb are awesome people, and I owe them a lot. So when I went out to Nevada, I went out there for Pete, and I came back because after Pete's charges were dropped, I came back because, well, I can't afford to stay out in Portland when I have a house here to take care of. And okay, Bob Ross put up a post, says New York plane carrying VP candidate Mike Pence skids off the LaGuardia runway. I'm not so sure that Hillary Clinton had anything to do with it, but I wouldn't doubt it, because she's got a trail of bodies 1,000,000 miles long. Let's see what's going on here at KOIN's coverage is over with now. But anyway, after the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge siege ended, 41 days during which the Bundys and 6 others and like 15 federal informants were at the refuge. There's been 9 months, but a jury today finally found the 7 occupiers not guilty of conspiring to impede federal workers from doing their jobs at the refuge and other federal charges that could have put them in jail for anywhere between 50 and 50 years in life. And this verdict came just one day after a juror was dismissed due to concerns over his impartiality, and that was because he used to work for the Bureau of Land Management. Ammon Bundy, Ryan Bundy, Neil Wampler, Kenneth Mindenbach, Shauna Cox, Jeff Banta, and David Fry were all acquitted of federal conspiracy to impede workers from their jobs charges and the use of threats or intimidation and force. Some of them were also charged with possession of firearms at a federal facility. I had thought that would be a charge that might stick. But again, we serve an almighty God, and he saw fit to have the jurors say no. See, every time I go to a post office, I've got to leave my handgun in the car or any other federal facility because it is against the law to carry a weapon on a federal facility. So how they got away with that, only a miracle can explain it. So anyway, the jury was unable to reach a verdict on the one remaining charge that was against Ryan Bundy. It was a charge of theft for what he did with the cameras at the refuge. And Marcus Mumford, his attorney, began arguing that his client should be freed. And but the Bundys are still under indictment for a 2002 standoff at their ranch, Cliven Bundy's Bunkerville Ranch in Nevada. Well, anyway, Attorney Mumford was talking to these, he was addressing the judge, actually, saying that the Ammon should be allowed to go free. And the U.S. Marshals tackled him and hit him with multiple stun guns. He was taken into custody but released shortly thereafter. Mumford told reporters outside the courthouse that he was cited for disorderly conduct and resisting a lawful order. Well, apparently it wasn't a lawful order, I don't like their lawful orders because they're not really lawful now, are they? So didn't mean to do that. Let's take a look at some more of these questions in the chat box. Brenda, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss too. Dave says that Deb carries a silver dollar that he sent to her by mail after they put Pete in the cage, and he says he can't wait to be part of the welcome home party for Pete. Well, brother, you're invited, I guess. Why not? Everybody that wants to see a great man taste free breath, free air for the first time, and by the time they start his trial in Nevada, it's going to be over a year that he's been kept in jail, away from his family and away from his dog Cooper, and it's just wrong. They never had any reason to charge him in the first place for either the Malheur occupation or the siege at Bundy Ranch. Waiting for this pain to stop. I was not prepared to get on the air tonight. It's just been a really long day already, and my back is killing me. I'm going to. I'm efforting to get some guests on that we can talk to. One of the Bundys, at least a member of their family, and have them celebrate with us, because my gosh, this is just a great victory, not only for the Bundys but for the Patriot community as a whole. And like I said, it can only be explained by God's loving intervention. It was just absolutely a miracle that all 7 of them were acquitted of the alleged crimes of which they were accused. Uh, I really wish I could get rid of this frog in my throat, though. Okay, let's see. What have we got going on now? Oh, let's read some mean tweets. Oh, this is going to be great. Let's read some mean tweets off of Twitter. Okay, here we go. Oh, I've got 7 new notifications. I was busy a little bit before I started this live stream. And, of course, there's all kinds of tweets about white privilege, and black folks are getting up in arms because they say, well, this, is just a perfect example of white privilege. White men can carry a gun and hold on to a refuge for 41 days and nothing happens, but a black man jaywalks across the street and they shoot him dead. Well, folks, it's not that simple. Okay, number one, yes, they did have guns, but no, they weren't threatening anybody. I mean, they were just open carrying their weapons. And you've got Black Lives Matter, on the other hand, that burns down cities. They're extremely violent. They're running around beating white people, and they think that's okay. But it's not okay. So you can't even equate the two issues. I mean, burning down cities or squatting in a wildlife refuge where nobody was because it was the middle of winter, so nobody cared. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Governor Kate Brown, as I said, issued this statement. While I respect the jury's decision, I am disappointed. Boo-hoo. The occupation of the Malheur Refuge by outsiders did not reflect the Oregon way of respectfully working together to resolve differences. I appreciate the due diligence of our federal partners and stand with the communities of Hardy County and the residents of Burns. To which I replied, and I quote, Governor Brown, how dare you stand in defiance of a mighty God? The blood of a decent man is on your head. Show me body cams. Hashtag that. So I was having fun with it. All these liberals, these West Coast liberals with the purple hair. When I was out there, I never saw so much purple in my life. There were purple street signs. The buildings were lit up in purple. People with purple hair walking down the street. Just a real bunch of hippie freaks. But anyway, they're all butthurt, right? And they're all tweeting about their butthurt. And so I told them, hashtag libtards, hashtag Oregon tweet or Oregon standoff, all that stuff. Make sure that they saw it. So why don't you guys grab some snacks and a few dildos and go off in a corner and cry? Their liberal tears are just delicious, absolutely delicious. So yeah, here we go. Hashtag Oregon standoff. This is going to be great. Oh, let me put it over here so I can read them to you, and you can see them at the same time. Like I said, I got 2 computers going, and which one? Okay, this is the one. Right, rightio. Here we go. Let's go to Twitter. Hashtag Oregon standoff. You guys are gonna love this. This is gonna be fun. No, got a great one at the beginning. Deplorable Scott says, "Get on with your bad self, Oregon." Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, Jared Wyand's got a pretty decent thing. If Oregon standoff acquittals are white privilege, what was Ferguson, Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Charlotte? They rioted without consequence. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I like this one. Bob Owens tweeted, the Bundy trial Oregon standoff jury just delivered a message to the Bureau of Land Management, and it went a little something like this. Montel Williams, my buddy Montel, brother Marine, but not very smart. Apparently, it's legal in America for heavily armed white terrorists to invade Oregon. Imagine if some black folks did this. Well, Montel, let me tell you something there, brother. Those terrorists never hurt a single soul. Yeah, they were armed. Big deal. They never once pulled one of their weapons out of its holster and attempted to use it. Meanwhile, Black Lives Matter thugs have been burning down cities, attacking white people. So, you can just take your racist crap and blow it out your butt, Montel. Raw Story says, sad day for America. Internet furious about Oregon standoff versus treatments of Black Lives Matter. Raw Story, the internet is not furious. Only liberals are furious. And their tears are delicious. Let's go back to some of these tweets. I'll put it up here so you guys can see it too. Okay, yeah, here's Tariq Nasheed. He's a black activist, a liberal black activist. Says, black people, the acquittal of the Oregon standoff gunman should remove any doubt that we live in a complete system of white supremacy. And he says, so a group of armed white supremacists pointed guns at law enforcement and they were acquitted? Equal justice, huh? Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble there, bud, but never once did any of their weapons leave their holsters. So, quit lying! What is it about Democrats then and lies? It seems the farther to the left someone is in their political opinion, the more lying they have to do in order to justify that opinion. And I wouldn't find that satisfying myself. When I develop an opinion on something, it's based on facts and on truth, not on some bleeding heart liberals crybaby assertion. Nobody likes me. Wah, I need snacks and a dildo. Can you tell I'm having fun? Okay, let's look at some more. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got. Some of these tweets are really, really nasty. Come on, let's get to one. Yeah, this is live, folks, so I beg your indulgence. Who wants some shooting lessons? Oh, that's great. Uh, who is Steve Bannon? I don't even know. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Sarah Redbuck. Okay, that's not Sarah Redbuck. But anyway, this tweet is quoting 2 Kings 16 or 6, 16 through 17. Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire around Elisha. Oh, yeah. We serve an absolutely mighty God, folks. And he I have said that I'm afraid that he's taken his hand of protection away from the United States, and that may very well be. But obviously, he has not taken his hand of protection away from the Bundys and these other patriots. It's just awesome. Uh, let's see. I'm looking for another mean tweet. Oh, oh, this is bad. Y'all got to take a look at this. Some guy is so committed that he not only got tattoos of Lavoie's brand stamp, he actually had it branded on his own body. We take a look at that. You know, I appreciate his enthusiasm, but dang, dude, that's a little bit much. So let's see. Oh, okay. Well, we've got a little post here by Sherry Roberts, and Sherry and I don't really know each other that well. I've seen some of her work, and I don't particularly care for it, simply because she chooses an agenda that I don't share. Uh, Likes to make fun of people and make accusations without any proof. But it says the FBI was warned about occupiers' kidnap plot. Now, according to Terry Linnell, the lady that I had on the show yesterday, uh, that came from Mark McConnell. And I think we all know what kind of a lying douchebag Mark McConnell is. Uh, and, you know, Jamie and John Hildinger and I were opining around this interview. And and we were saying that all these federal informants, uh, they should be facing conspiracy charges and other charges because they lied to the federal government. They lied to their bosses, the people that were paying them to spy on the patriots, and they told them that there was going to be uh, explosions at the courthouse, that the patriots were planning on kidnapping Dave Ward's child, and it was all just a bunch of lies. And Mark McConnell, I would like to, and Terry Linnell, I would like to point out that all liars burn in hell, and that comes straight out of the Bible, Revelation 21:8. So, and you should all go check out Revelation 21:8 because there's a whole list of uh, sins outside of the Ten Commandments that are going to make you straighten up your act unless you are looking for a real hot foot. Oh, Gavin Syme. I'm not even talking about Gavin Syme. I'm not too thrilled with the way he does things. He's a little bit too provocative for my taste. Holy Moses! Since we started reading these tweets, 1,270 of them have come in. That's that's a lot of that's a lot of tweets. Oh, I got a notification. Let's see what it says. Oh, just some folks liked my tweet. Oh yeah, that Tariq Nasheed guy had, he was talking about white privilege versus Black Lives Matter, and so I tweeted back to him. It's not an indication of white terrorism or white privilege. It's an indication of a mighty God at work for patriots instead of city burning, Black Lives Matter thugs. Let's see, go back here and check out some more tweets. Uh, do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, well, what's this? Bad melon tour. Don't talk to me, bitch. Talk to your lawyer. Should have listened to my wife. Okay. This Swid Seor is obviously just a mean spirited person. I mean, Dang. Why would you go trolling the woman of the man who was murdered by the federal government? That's just bad. Bad, 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 bad. That's not even funny. I'm looking for funny stuff. They were all about dildos and snacks earlier. Okay, well, let's get away from this. Okay, I'm going down to the comments again, take your questions while I'm waiting on a call from one of the Bundys. Any one of them. I'm waiting for him to call in. Ralph says, smoke a bone, Bobby, it'll heal my cough. No, I'm sorry, bro, but I don't think it would do that. I have nothing against people that want to use medicinal marijuana, but that's not my gig. I've got too much to do. I don't want to be stuck in the couch, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's get rid of this Kate Brown statement and just celebrate that awesome graphic I made. Bundy occupiers not guilty on all counts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, honeybees. I'm doing pretty good. Still got a little touch of pneumonia left, and obviously a raspy throat, but I'm doing as good as I can be. Put him in the wood chipper. Put who in the wood chipper? It's an awful Fargo thing to say. Oh, wood chipper for Brown. Nah, too good for her. Let's see. Panhandle Exit says purple was popular in the late '60s. The blue-haired ponytails need to get a life. I so agree. Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and shut this live stream down for now. I don't want to, bore y'all. Just I would sit here and have fun boring you to tears, but I don't want to do that. We'll wait till I get a guest on here, one of the Bundys that are in Nevada. Like I said, I've got calls out to them, and one of them I'm sure is going to be able to talk to us. So. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Don't go away. I got something to say, something to share with you. Don't forget to like the truth or follow the Truth is Viral one. No, follow the Truth is Viral on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and Google Plus. And go to bobpowell.blogspot.com and subscribe to the blog there. And if you have the ability, please hit that PayPal button and throw me a few dollars so that I can upgrade this equipment. And who knows, maybe I can even hire a director so that I can just concentrate on delivering the news and somebody else can work the board, so to speak. You can do that by going to bobpowell.blogspot.com. All you got to do is hit the PayPal button. If you're not comfortable with sending a donation over the internet, there's a physical address, my post office box that you can send it to. But to reiterate tonight's headlines, the Bundys, all 7 of them, well, not all 7 of them are Bundys, but all 7 of the defendants at the Oregon trial have been found not guilty on all charges. And what do we say, folks? When something miraculous like this happens, thank you, Jesus. Praise the Lord. You are indeed a mighty God. Thanks for watching The Truth is Viral Live. I'll be back after a little bit, and we'll have a guest. My name is Bob Powell, and as always, God bless, Semper Fi, and hoorah. Let's see if these closing credits work.
At The Truth is Viral. Like The Truth is Viral on Facebook, and if you can, please remember to donate to the cause via PayPal at www.bobpowell.blogspot.com.
Smack, runner,